Hey guys, Mosa here, and today I'm bringing you my Super Bowl 58 matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, without a further ado, let's get started. Now, let's kick it off with the injury report, which is relatively short for the San Francisco 49ers, as only one player is questionable, and that's Calais Davis with an ankle injury, while all four remaining players are active for this game. That is defensive end Arik Armstead, linebacker Oren Burks, tight end George Kittle, and cornerback Ambry Thomas. As I think it was Arik Armstead with the knee and foot injury, shoulder injury for Oren Burks, George Kittle with a toe injury, and Ambry Thomas with an ankle injury. Like I said, all four will be playing. It is only down to, is Calais Davis going to play, and is it going to really matter as much? I think it is. But in the end, I do in fact believe, at least, I think he might play, mostly because, one, it's the Super Bowl. Are you really going to miss your chance at playing in the Super Bowl? And number two, that is a good player to have rotating for Arik Armstead and Javon Hargrave in the defensive line of the San Francisco 49ers. So, I think that he will play, although he is questionable up until now. Now, on to the San Francisco offense, starting with quarterback Brock Purdy, running back Christian McCaffrey, fullback Kyle Juszczyk, wide receivers Deebo Samuels and Brandon Ayuk, tight end George Kittle, left tackle Trent Williams, left guard Aaron Banks, center Jake Brendel, Spencer Burford at right guard, and Colt McKivitz at right tackle. Now, this offense has been outstanding at times. There are times that Brock he's more of a game manager, but in the end, any San Francisco quarterback can do good in this offense. Christian McCaffrey, crucial for this game. Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, start launching balls to all of your receivers and George Kittle. Get fullback Kyle Juszczyk a little bit in there, maybe some runs for him. Christian McCaffrey, run him as much as you can, and I think that the Kansas City defense might not have a chance against this offense. Although I do think both teams are equally matched. Now, moving on to the defense of the San Francisco 49ers, we got defensive ends Chase Young and Nick Bosa. Defensive tackles Arik Armstead and Javon Hargrave. Strong side linebacker Oren Burks. Inside linebacker Fred Warner. And weak side linebacker Dre Greenlaw. Cornerbacks will be Demordre Lenoir and Javarius Ward. Tayshaun Gibson will be the free safety, and strong safety is Jair Brown. I think that's how you say it. Now, this defense, very good. But is Chase Young and Nick Bosa going to be at Patrick Mahomes all day long? That is the question. Because in the end, you got to pressure Patrick Mahomes. You got to make sure his receivers don't catch. So this is going to be a crucial game for the corners. You got to lock down the receivers like Rishi Rice, Sky Moore, and others. Realistically, this game, you've got to shut down all weapons for Patrick Mahomes. When he has no one to throw to, that's when he starts struggling. He starts struggling just like he did against the Raiders. His receivers weren't catching. And that's what really, I don't want to say it in a horrible way, but screws over the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think that will happen if the 49ers can get on Patrick Mahomes all day long. Now, moving on to the injury report of the Kansas City Chiefs, we start off with guard Joe Thuney with a pec injury and tackle Prince Tega Wangwo. I don't know if that's how you say it, but he has a quad injury. Both players are out for this game. Jerick McKinnon, groin injury, questionable for this game. Everyone else is active, which is Richie James, wide receiver, defensive end, Chris Jones. By the way, James had a foot injury and a quad injury for Chris Jones. Knee injury for Sky Moore. Isaiah Pacheco with an ankle and toe injury. Rishi Rice with an ankle injury. And L'Jarius Sneed with a calf injury and an illness for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Now, I think that obviously we all know those active players are going to play, but in the end, is Jarek McKinnon going to play? I think so as well. They're not going to be missing games unless they're listed as out like Tooney and Tega. But in the end, I do in fact believe in this team really pushing it. But in the end, it all really matters on next man up. And hopefully, both teams can leave the Super Bowl with no injuries, or at least not too many players injured, because that is horrific no matter what team you support. Now, on to the offense of the Kansas City Chiefs, starting out with quarterback Patrick Mahomes, running back Isaiah Pacheco, wide receivers Rishi Rice, Justin Watson, and Marcus Valdez Scatling. Travis Kelsey at tight end, left tackle Donovan Smith, Nick Algeretti, I think that's how you say it, will be replacing Joe Tooney for this game. You also got Trey Smith at right guard, Creed Humphrey at center, and Jawan Taylor at right tackle. This offense, like, they've had some trouble catching the football. That's very obvious. We got Marquez missing catches. We got whoever, what's his name? The former receiver for the Giants. So he's one that's been missing some catches. So you got to launch it down for Rishi Rice, who's been doing good for you guys. Travis Kelsey, got to find him open and run it a lot with Isaiah Pacheco. I think as long as they do that, and maybe Marquez and I forgot the other way, Tony, I think it's Tony, his last name. As long as they all catch the ball, that's all they need. Keep getting the ball out to your receivers and make sure they all catch the ball, and then make sure that your receivers can also advance the ball, because that's the point of the game. You got to advance the ball to the end zone. And as long as they can do that, I believe in the Kansas City Chiefs offense. But the San Francisco defense is going to be tough to beat. Now on to the defense of the Kansas City Chiefs, starting out with defensive ends George Karlaftis and Michael Dana, with defensive tackles Neil Farrell Jr. and Chris Jones, strong side linebacker Drew Tranquil, inside linebacker Nick Bolton, and Willie Gay Jr. at weak side linebacker, Trent McDuffie and L'Jarius Sneed at cornerback, and free safety Mike Edwards at safety. And then we get strong safety Justin Reed. This defense it's going to have a lot of trouble when it comes to Christian McCaffrey and obviously George Kittle and Brandon Ayuk. These guys are key players for the San Francisco offense. And honestly, as long as Purdy can find any of them open, he's good. But is he going to be pressured by Karlaftis and Jones all day long? I believe so. In the end, it all depends on how good that offensive line is going to be for the Super Bowl, because if they allow pressure to their quarterback, Brock Purdy, he's going to be making mistakes all day long. Now, what is my prediction for this game? The Super Bowl of all teams. Well, before I say, I am a little biased right now because I am a Seahawk fan, so I'm not really fond of the 49ers. But in my honest opinion, it's still going to be a close game. 24-23. I think Kansas City gets another Super Bowl. I think this would be their third championship in 5 years. Their fourth appearance in the Super Bowl. So, honestly, I think that that's the most likely option. But I could always be wrong. And honestly, whether they win or lose, the Kansas City Chiefs or the San Francisco 49ers, it's still football. And you should still love the game regardless. And I think that the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers are just going to be happy they got to the Super Bowl, mostly because, first of all, you got players like Patrick Mahomes. He's already got a ring. So, even though he would love to get another one, he would be at least humble in defeat. Brock Purdy, maybe not that much. But there are some other players who have already got their ring and have already, yeah, I got everything I need. I'm not that much into it, and I'm gonna be humble. Now, is it gonna be fact? Maybe not. In the end, it all depends on how the players react, and I think that this game is gonna be a very decent, not good, decent game because I believe wholeheartedly that everyone watching this video and everyone on the face of the planet that is not a 49ers, well, or better yet, is not a Chiefs fan, wanted to see the Ravens and 49ers in the Super Bowl, mostly due to the logo of the Super Bowl. But in the end, we got what we got, and I think the Chiefs are going to end up champions once again. Now, that was it for this video. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Tweet me any video ideas, and also tell me down in the comments below who do you think will win and who do you think will lose. Tell me down in the comments below. Now, like this video if you liked it, subscribe, and hit the notification if you want more videos. And I'll see you guys next time.